Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bright Founders Talk at Temi. Temi is an international software development company that designs, builds, and delivers software for sustainable businesses and promising startups. Welcome to our podcast, where we bring you the most inspiring stories of entrepreneurs and experts in the software development industry. And each week, we interview successful leaders who share their unique journeys and valuable insights. I'm your host, Barry, and today we have an amazing guest joining us, Sven Hermans, co-founder and CTO at Kumbaya. Hello, Sven. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Barry. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. We love having you with us today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. We know you're a busy man. Now, for those people who don't know who you are or what Kumbaya is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company?
Of course. So I'm Sven Hermans. I live in Belgium. I have a background in computer science. And the past 6 years, I actually worked for Devoteam, a Google Cloud partner. And I was responsible for data in EMEA, so to bring data solutions on the cloud to our customers in Europe and beyond. And then there was Kumbaya. It's actually an interesting story because it started with my sister and my brother-in-law. We're a family business, by the way. And they made a rough decision, exciting decision to quit their jobs, to sell their house, and to start a year of traveling. So that's what they did, and they started in South America. And I think it was only 1 or 2 months far when they called me and they said, Sven, we're having so much fun. We're having such great experiences, but we're spending so much time on just figuring out what we are going to do the next days. Which activities we should do, which destinations, how to get there, where to stay. There's so much time in planning and booking a trip that they called me and say, Sven, you're an AI specialist. Can't we build something together that would make our lives and the life of so many other travelers much easier?
So that's no pressure then.
We started building. It was first a small hobby project, and then now we're here. We started our own company, and you can guess in which city that they called me.
Yes, we did have a little bit of a chat about this before, because I was trying to find out what was the name of Kumbaya, and for me, it was only the hymn that I know, Kumbaya, my lord. And then I did a Google search, and then the name came up. So now I understand the origin of the name. So that kind of like makes it a bit of a family project, right? That you have this is the birthplace of it. So it must be kind of a nice thing for you, right?
Indeed.
They do say that you shouldn't work with friends and family. What's your opinion on that?
We hear that quite often, indeed, that people say it's a risk. I think it's actually a great asset because I can be completely honest and blunt to my sister, to my brother-in-law. We know each other so well. And I mean, it's almost like marrying, right? You're spending so much time together every day. You're working together and you need to have full trust in each other. And I think that's just a great asset to have, that we can really go fast. Even when my sister and my brother-in-law, when they came back from their year of traveling, as I mentioned, they sold their house. So what they did is they actually lived at my place and my wife's place for a year, where we worked so hard together. I don't see myself doing that with anyone else.
I think it's a testament to the strength of your family that you can do that. I'm not sure any of my brothers would like to work and live with me. So I think experiences may vary in terms of setting up companies with people that you know. Do you have like an entrepreneurial spirit in your family? Was it something that was always destined to happen, or was it happenstance?
Definitely. My father was an entrepreneur. He started multiple companies, and it was always a dream of me to do the same. Then my co-founder, Gilles, he already founded a company before. He already did a successful exit. So the entrepreneurship is in the blood.
And were you always interested in AI? Was that something that was always going to be in your future?
For sure. It was even in my studies. So I studied computer science back in the days, and we had several different options to choose from in our masters. Secure software architecture, and then artificial intelligence was one of them. To me, it was quite new. I like the name artificial intelligence, and then I started reading more about what it is, and it sparked my interest from the moment I read the name.
So I think everyone can agree, everyone loves going on holiday. but everyone, well, maybe not everyone, maybe there are some people out there who actually love planning all the meticulous aspects of their holiday. I'm not one of them. So actually, when I first heard about your particular company, I did actually go to the website because actually I'm going to Turkey this year, so I would be interested in maybe like having someone take the responsibility of planning everything. So I actually am genuinely interested in this project. Well, company, not project. Sorry. Who is Kumbaya for? Is it for anyone? Is it for only people who want to just have the flights booked? Who is it for?
So it's for multiple parties, but the way we started was actually fully B2C, right? Because we were travelers ourselves, and to be honest, we love planning as well. I mean, it's not only the journey, but it's the way to get there that just makes it very interesting. And so we want to be in control of what we do. We don't just want to buy a package pre-made that does all the highlights of a trip. No, we want to also figure out, okay, what is great about this location? What sparks my interest? Where do I want to stay? So we don't want to take that away from people. We still want to make very tailored, personalized proposals. It's just that if people have less time, so let's say that you're in your 20s and you have a lot of time, then you don't care about spending so much time on planning your trip. But imagine that you have a busy job, that you have 2 kids at home, and you still want to have those experiences, but you don't have the time anymore. Well, we just help you to get there way faster and way more efficient, but still in a very personalized, tailored way. So that's actually how we started. So we started from the traveler's perspective, talking a lot with travelers. But then actually we got picked up by travel agencies. Because we were visiting lots of conferences in Barcelona, in Berlin, in London, and the travel agencies were hearing our pitch, were hearing our story, and they actually reached out to us saying, hey, you have this technology. I think we could leverage it as well. We could make our lives much more efficient. So that's also what we're doing now. We're also providing our technology to travel agencies.
So, what makes you different from other platforms, for example, like ChatGPT?
That's a question we also get often. The people are so used to ChatGPT and used to AI, they use it for everything. And it's a good starting point. ChatGPT is great at providing you with inspiration about a destination or what to do there, right? But ChatGPT is still a language model. So it's great at, like I said, inspiration. But if you want to go a step further and you want to start preparing a trip that is actually realistic and logistically correct, there's so many different constraints and factors you have to take into account. Okay, but how do I get from point A to point B? How much time should I count? All right, do I have to take check-in time for my airplane? If I want to go to this restaurant, what are the opening hours? If I want to have this activity, at what time does it start, or this hotel, when it's available, and all those things. ChatGPT doesn't integrate with all those different platforms, and that's something that we do. So we integrate with all those platforms, and then we make sure that what we put on the table is as trustworthy as if you'd get it from a real travel agent.
So what would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about AI-driven travel platforms today?
I think a misconception is that the AI platform will only provide you with some general output that everyone will do, and that it's not able to figure out the hidden gems. But that's actually something when our AI is using our sources, it's able to process so much information from reviews to different blogs to all this different content that you as a person would have to spend hours in searching for, right? So if you are looking for the things that are more the hidden gems, let's say, AI can help you find those as well.
So I'm the kind of person, so in theory, I would like to be on a package holiday, people organizing where to go. But as I've gotten older, I don't like the tight turnarounds. Yeah. So I think, could Kumbaya help me, for example? Someone who likes package holidays, but actually wants more free time, doesn't want to be like on a race around a particular region. Would that help someone like me?
Of course. So you don't have to have a fully packed holiday. You can perfectly explain to the model. So that's the thing, right? The more context that's the same as with ChatGPT. The more context you provide about who you are, what you like, the better it will give you results. The same thing is for travel, right? If you say, look, I love this, I want to have not so much of a packed holiday, I want to have some free time, it will give you that proposal as well. Plus, the thing is that you don't make the perfect itinerary in just one go. Right? The same thing. If you talk to a travel agent, right, you first have this conversation with this agent explaining you what to do. Then it will give a first proposal, but afterwards you will iterate. Right? You want a bit more of that. You want to make sure you didn't miss anything somewhere else. So our platform also allows you to iterate until you really have something that fits you.
So, what kind of gap in the travel experience like made you believe that AI in particular could genuinely improve how people plan and book trips?
I think it's really mostly the content overload. If you want to know, if you're planning a trip to Thailand, for example, or even a weekend to Paris, I mean, there's so many different content sources that explain you their view on how you should travel and what are the best places to visit, that it just gives people stress. That's, I mean, every choice they make or every new content they see, then they have stress that they might miss something out. And I think AI is great at processing a lot of unstructured content, and then answering that in a compact way that fits your needs.
Do people have instant trust with AI? I think maybe it's a bit generational. Like some people like me, I'm 46. I'm getting on. I allow AI into my life minimally, but I'm not quite ready to relinquish control. Do you find that generations have a different attitude? I imagine young people would be willing to embrace this very easily. And if some people are reluctant to trust AI, like how do you overcome those challenges? What are the biggest challenges for getting people to trust an AI?
So I think you're spot on, right? And this is definitely one of the challenges that we were and are facing with our B2C product, because people love to use our technology for inspiration and to see what our AI would offer. But there's sometimes this lack of trust that they don't have. They don't have this lack of trust when they're talking to an actual human, right? If your friend tells you, "Look, hey, I've been there. This was my experience, and this is really what you should do," that's still a human touch that AI can't offer. And that's why we really believe in actually the combination of our technology as together with human expertise. And that's why we believe that now our path forward with travel agencies will really be successful, because will have travel agents that can bring their experience and then they can use our technology, and together they will just have so personal and great proposals.
So if we look to the future, how do you see AI changing like trip planning, discovery, and booking over, say, the next 5 years?
AI is everywhere. Right? The thing is that AI will be there in every step of the process. People won't go anymore to booking platforms to compare 10 different platforms for their prices. People will just ask AI, and then AI will have the right tools. AI will even, Google is now working on payment protocols. Payment providers are adopting that. So you will be able actually to ask what you're looking for and to even pay it within one conversation. That's really where we're going.
My next question, I think, may be a bit too broad, but let's ask anyway and see if you can answer it. So AI, when is it very dependent on the user? For example, like if I'm too broad in my suggestion, maybe it will overload me with information and maybe turn me off using it. Or may it be too specific because my requirements are too specific? Like, how do you overcome those kind of risks?
So of course, an AI model needs to learn. The better you give it context, the better sources you provide it, the better it will answer. And that's indeed it's called a cold start problem, right? When everyone is using a new AI model, that it doesn't have the context yet of the user. So that's why we actually created this quick visual interface that you can have some quick sliders telling you, okay, I love adventure, I love this, I love that, and just give some initial context to the model to make sure that cold start problem is less. And then of course we learn from every conversation you have.
Since you started the company together, what's been the hardest part of building an AI product?
I think the hardest part was actually the different integrations we had to have, because we were a small company. We were nothing in the travel industry. You have lots of very big players. And yeah, our goal was, of course, to have the right partnerships so that we could integrate with their content and then start selling their products. Think about Booking.com, Skyscanner, Get Your Guide, all those different big platforms. So the challenge for us was actually to get the right content as context to our model so that then it could make the right decisions. And it's a bit of a chicken and egg problem, because they say, oh, if you want to integrate with us, you need to have at least 100,000 users, for example. But yeah, we don't get those users if we don't integrate with your platform. So that's a chicken and egg problem, but we kept pushing and we definitely got there.
Are there any AI trends or new projects or deliveries that you're looking forward to implementing in the near future that you can talk about, obviously?
So actually, we started a bit from an AI workflow. As I mentioned, we started with this visual interface that you can then provide context, and that then, in one workflow, you'd be able to create a full itinerary A to Z. Right now, we're working, we're building this multi-agents framework where you don't always, because if you don't always plan a trip from beginning to end. I mean, you do that sometimes. You do that maybe once or twice a year, but it's much more often that you're actually looking for a nice hotel or just a good activity to do in the weekend, or you might need to get to a place for work and you're just looking for a flight. So that's actually with our multi-agent framework. We will have a whole bunch of specialized agents that are then controlled by a master agent. And then they will basically solve any particular need you have at that moment, which is much more granular than a full trip from end to end.
What does success look like to you and your company?
Success looks like people using our platform. Of course, as a business, it's important to have conversion as well, that people can start booking things so that actual money starts coming in. But for us, that was always the second goal. Our first goal was, okay, we want people to actually start using it, so that so first we can see their behavior. Right, it's very important in a B2C product that we listen to our customers, that we understand how they're using it, the issues they're facing. So just increasing the usage is very important. Now, I think as a second goal, it's really the travel agents that they start using it, because if we can really, as I mentioned, we really believe in the combination of human and technology, human expertise and technology. So if we can go from travel experts that really start using this and they overcome the pride they have, right? Everyone has this. Like, people don't want to be replaced with AI. But I'm a developer and I'm using AI all the time just because it helps me improve my efficiency. Same thing for travel agents. If they will start using our technology to really bring trips to the customers in a much more efficient way, so that they can keep doing what they love, inspiring their users instead of all the administrative fuss that comes around with it.
And since we're talking about success, like if Kumbaya succeeds at the highest level, and I'm sure it will, how will the way people travel change in the future?
Yeah, so people will have the travel agents always in their pocket, right? And we see that from end to end. So we see that from inspiration. to get inspired. But we also see that, for example, in case of issues. Right now, travel agents are, I mean, they have to be on all the time. And we see that actually travel agents, they're actually responsible for the entire pipeline. They're responsible for acquiring customers. They're responsible for inspiring them, for planning, for booking. But also, if something happens during the trip, it might be in the middle of the night, but their flight got canceled, then they have to wake up and fix it for the user. So we want to make sure that we are a travel companion that travelers have always with them. And that if there's an issue, for example, if there's a flight that got canceled, then it already proposes 3 different options, 3 different routes. Yeah, the user can much more efficiently book it that way.
Perfect. Now, we are coming towards the end of the discussion, unfortunately, but there's one question that I always love to ask, and that is like, what advice would you give to founders building their own company for the first time? Apart from having a great family dynamic, what other advice would you give?
I think starting a company, it's a true roller coaster. One day you think that you will build the next unicorn, and the next day you think, okay, no, we're going to burn all our money without success. I'd say don't go in the lows too deep, because the next high is just around the corner. And maybe something else, I think something that's, it's a typical answer, but it's still so important, is networking. I'm a developer. I could easily just spend my entire week here in my home office, being very productive developing, but it won't get you anywhere. You really need to go out there, talk to other startups, talk to other people in your industry, go to conferences, because opportunities should start popping up. If you're kind to people, if you help them, it will come back to you.
Do you think network is always important, or just particularly at the foundational stage?
I think it will remain important for sure. Particularly at the foundational stage. Network is maybe not important for everyone, right? You still need people that can focus and that can develop and make sure that you have productive outcomes. That's for sure. But if they are doing that, then you need at least other people that do the networking. So yeah, it will remain important for sure.
Perfect. Sven, thank you so much for great advice. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today. I hope you've enjoyed your time on the podcast.
Definitely. Thank you very much for having me again. And yeah, it was a great conversation.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing what you can do and your company can do in the future. That was Sven Hermans, co-founder and CTO at Kumbaya.